Well, Spring, the power play finally decided to show up, and no, it was an entire game of great power play opportunities. Well, it started off terrible. They were -2 in the special teams battle going into the third period, down 3-1 against the Carolina Hurricanes, arguably the best team in the Eastern Conference. Within a minute and 45 seconds of opening up that final frame, they tied it up at 3. Two power play goals from Brock Nelson, and empty netter Nathan MacKinnon has a 4-point evening, and the Avs storm back in the final 20 to take this one in regulation 5-3. The best team in hockey continues to defy the odds and win again.
I don't even know if they're defying the odds at this point. They're just them. It's weird. Tonight was like it's legit. Like this team, they just find ways, and they're great. They're talented as hell. They're deep. They have the goaltending. It's everything. They're complete. It's weird. Like the show you're watching right now, everybody, the show Raj and I are hosting, we're talking about a team that like only comes around like to have this. Like this is insane. What they are doing, they are just the best team. Complete, awesome, everything. What a win. I mean, what a win. MacKinnon, Natchez, and Drury, and Burns, former Hurricanes. Landeskog, his goal was awesome. He just gets that puck. Like, not a lot of players are going and getting that puck.
Well, wraparound, write me a freaking letter, man. How dope was that?
The finish is almost even better. And the captain's back after everything he went through for 3 years. I feel like I'm watching a movie. But like sometimes there's comeuppance in a movie. No, like the Avs are the good guys. Who's stopping them? It's just one of those feel good, no drama movies where like everything's awesome.
I mean, everything was awesome today, certainly in the third period, but I think I felt the same way a lot of fans felt this evening going through the first two periods, saying just decline the power plays if you had that opportunity. I went as far to say is next time they get a power play, I'm sending Zakar Bardakov out there to slash someone's wrists off so we can play 4-on-4 hockey because, well, Colorado's been better at 4-on-4 than they have been with the man advantage this year. And what do they do in the third period? They score twice. They get to the net front. They move Nathan MacKinnon off the half wall into the middle of the ice, shooting through bodies and traffic. Now that doesn't go in without great net front presence and hand-eye coordination from Brock Nelson. The power play goal that they score, Nelson's second goal, was so dope, so unbelievably sweet. Watching that little slide from the bumper. That was hockey pornography, the little slide from the bumper. They end up getting the puck from Makar to Nelson at the top of the zone with heavy pressure. They go back across to Makar. Who was it? MacKinnon who one-touched that puck over to Nelson for the one-tump?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was like cross eyes.
Holy crap.
Behind Nate. Like that was almost out of his line of vision where he put that to see Nelson cutting from high right and Nate is low left. Like
unbelievable.
That's a great cross eyes pass. Yeah. Okay. So you get the two power play goals in the third period, and that's the difference in the game. You know, Nate gets the awarded empty net goal, but you know, that puts you up 4-3. The two power play goals, you go from down 3-2 to up 4-3 because you scored on the power play. And what's hilarious is what do they do in the third period? They put Marty Natchez back on power play 1 after an 0-for-3. And look, I liked the idea. You know, it's something I've been advocating for. I thought the power play was okay. Obviously, they allow a shorty. I thought that
it was a hook, by the way. That it should have been a penalty on Sebastian Aho. It was a hook.
I think they're going to give the benefit of the doubt to an aggressive forechecker on the kill right there.
You're going to give the benefit of the doubt to I know Sebastian Aho is an all-star level player, but like you give the benefit of the doubt to Aho over the best defenseman in the world. He just loses the puck there cleanly.
I think it's a matter of when you're down a skater, they're going to give you a little leeway. If you're aggressive, like I love that forecheck from Aho. Maybe it was a little hooky, but it's aggressive as hell. I actually really like that from him.
You know
Um,
what was one of my favorite plays of the game was the play that led to MacKinnon scoring against Gostisbehere, right? The awarded goal on the empty net. There were two of my favorite things happen in this game. Right in front of the Avs bench, Gostisbehere, Jackson Blake, Taylor Hall, and Mark Jankowski are all around the puck. And Nathan MacKinnon is cross-checking the living shit out of Shane Gostisbehere trying to get that puck out. Like it's the little things that Nathan MacKinnon does right now on the defensive side of the puck that I think go unnoticed because of how unbelievable he is with the puck on his stick and in the offensive zone. And honestly, well, they don't spend much time in their own defensive zone when Nathan MacKinnon's on the ice. That little play there with like half of a minute to go, empty net, knowing that Carolina's coming at you hard, those little cross checks, forcing the puck out of the defensive zone are so underrated and undervalued and underappreciated. I loved that. And then the next best thing that happened in the game was Gabe Landeskog one-timing the puck after the goal was awarded. And I don't know who he hit in front of Carolina's net. It was Gostisbehere. He blows up Gostisbehere's ankle. Funniest fucking thing that happened to him.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I love how they treated it like a delayed penalty. Is that how it should be officiated? I feel like if it's an awarded goal, you should just blow that whistle 5 times. This play's dead, so that way Shane Gostisbehere's leg doesn't get destroyed.
Yeah, the referee should kill the play. I think the reason why he didn't kill the play was because he wasn't 100% sure that Gostisbehere took away a goal. Right? It has to be like clearing away, trip on a breakaway.
Like the refs had to consult or something.
Yeah,
just to make sure.
I think that's the reason why it ends up happening is that you just get the goal, MacKinnon gets it, game over.
Yeah, but they didn't stop. Just because MacKinnon got choke held and drugged backwards, he still got on that puck and fed Landeskog for a one-timer, and Landy was booking too. Like they were gonna try to score there no matter what. Like they weren't gonna stop playing even if MacKinnon almost got drugged onto the ice like by a horse collar tackle. But the 2 power play goals, I want to talk about Natchez out there on those because first one, he's on the right wing. You got my favorite right-handed shot on the right wing, but there's a really nice play he makes in that sequence where there's kind of this 50-50 puck that slides just above the faceoff circle and Natchez wins it and gets it up to Makar.
Oh yeah.
And that keeps the play alive.
It was right off Jordan Stahl's stick.
Sounds about right. And so, okay, did a little thing on the right wing there. Then on the Nelson goal, the sick one-timer, Natchez is short right side, and Nelson is going high to low on top right. But you're seeing Natchez on the right side with space for MacKinnon on the left. Like, I think you got to split him up. If he's going to be out there, I guess he's a right-handed shot on the right wing. He needs to be over on the right side. That's where he was effective on both of these power plays. But the ability to move, though.
It's the movement.
And so, as we said earlier in the season, when they figure it out, because it's a lot more movement with Natchez out there because there's redundancy in spots. So people have to move. Like MacKinnon is for the first power play goal, MacKinnon shooting from the point. Something we talked about, like, was MacKinnon rotating to the point more if they were
not enough.
Well, that's where he shoots that one, and there's bodies in front, and MacKinnon scores from the point. And the movement was better, so it's a new year. It was the 2025 portion. Like we saw, like this is what they were doing the bulk of the year, that unit with Nichushkin out there too. And it worked. They finally got the movements correct, and it leads, when you get it correct, it leads to sick goals.
Right.
Like the Brock Nelson goal.
Especially when teams, you can tell that opponents right now, when they go on the kill against Colorado, they smell blood in the water. So what they do is they go ultra aggressive and they go, we dare you to make 2 passes in a row. And if you can make 2 passes in a row, we're kind of fucked. Colorado hasn't been able to make 2 passes in a row consistently on the power play this year. It's one of the main reasons why they aren't scoring. And again, I've told you, people are like, oh, they don't shoot the puck enough. It's not true. They shoot the puck more than anybody in the NHL on 5-on-4 power plays, more than anybody in the league. They just don't hit the net. And what that tells me is that they're forcing pucks through screens, they're getting pucks blocked, and they're kind of a one-and-done team. Now, when they can make 2 consecutive passes and skip a player, that's when power plays are all about creating 2-on-1s. When you can create a 2-on-1 right in front of you, you will be successful. When it becomes 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 or even numbers behind the net, that's where power plays go to die. And Colorado has been way too much like that at the beginning of the season. It helps when you move, right? It helps create those 2-on-1s, those mismatches. What happens when MacKinnon rolls up to the top? Nate just goes to the front of the net. They don't only have Nate just there. They've got the guy who tips the puck in for the first power play goal in Brock Nelson. You have multiple people in front of the net. On the second power play goal, the one that you loved Natchez' movement on, do you know where he started that play?
I don't even remember where he started, but he finds himself short right.
Natchez starts the play behind the net, and there's a broken puck, and it goes all the way out to Cale Makar. And what I've seen too much out of the Colorado offense on the power play is when you're away from the puck and it goes to Nate or it goes to Cale, everybody else on the ice is like, oh, it's okay. It's in a safe position. That guy can win a one-on-one puck battle. And that's where their power plays, like I just said, go to die. When you just, and Cale and Nate can beat guys one-on-one, but it's not what you want to do on power play. It's okay 5-on-5. You don't want to do it a man up. So when he goes behind the net and the puck goes out to Cale, instead of lollygagging and going back to his spot because, well, Cale Makar is the best defenseman on earth, he'll be fine up there. He hustles his ass up to the point, flashes to the middle when Makar recycles the puck to the short side of the ice to Brock Nelson, right? Nelson comes up as that far side offhanded player. And Natchez didn't necessarily have to be there. Natchez because the bumper player. He creates a 2-on-1 with the high side forward that Carolina has there. It's all because of Natchez working his butt off to get out from behind the net. Goes from behind the net, goes up to Cale. Cale goes over to Nelson. He flashes over to Nelson. Puck goes down as he has speed, right-handed shot on the right side. Instead of shooting, he goes across the ice to Nate, and Nate makes a beautiful one-touch back to Brock. It all happens because Marty Natchez wasn't a lazy piece of crap on the power play, right? When those guys move their feet, they become elite.
Okay, you're right that you got to complete more than 2, especially this Avs team with the skill and the precision passing. Like Makar's a great passer. MacKinnon's a great passer. They like to set dudes up. They really do. I know we want them to shoot more sometimes, but they're also great setting you up. If you have Natchez out there, then you're moving more. He's moving the most. Guys, though, are moving as well, depending on which side Natchez is on. So you have to know where they're going to be. You have to learn where they're going to be. And that takes time. And maybe tonight you saw them learning, oh, okay, here's where, because this is the same unit. Like, this was the primary unit all season, really. You know, Olofsson filled in for Nelson on the right wing. They've tried Landeskog net front. They're back to, like, really, I think this is probably their most used unit. Nichushkin, Nelson, Natchez, MacKinnon, Makar. They've played the most together. Maybe tonight they figured out, oh, this is where, if he moves here, I need to move here. And I know I can pass there because he's moving there. That's where this is what that system is. If it's a lot of movement, then you need to understand the timing and where everybody's going to be. And that takes time. And tonight you saw maybe that time finally pay off. Because it's an intricate system. It really is. It's not as stationary as what they've done in the past.
No. It was not as stationary, and you and I talked about this at the end of last season, trying to figure out what power play around the league would look best for them. And the answer is it's Edmonton's. And it's so easy to go like, oh yeah, Edmonton, they run at 40%. Like, of course you want to be like them. And the reason why we chose that is because, well, they have a glut of left-handed players on their team on their first unit, and Colorado has the glut of right-handed players on their top unit. They move all over the place. They have an elite puck mover, an elite skater in Connor McDavid. They have an elite one-time shot from Leon Draisaitl. Colorado doesn't necessarily have that, but like Brock Nelson is starting to look pretty good.
Shot is starting to become a little dangerous. I don't think it's
little underrated.
I don't think it's ever going to be like Mikko or Draisaitl, but I think he's the guy. Like after all the, let's call them tryouts that we've had this year, Nelson's the guy for the right wing spot. And he's got to move too. Like he won't solely occupy that spot because everyone, if Natchez is out there, everyone's going to be rotating a little bit. You'll find Nate at the point where he shot that puck that Nelson tipped in. You'll find Natchez in a variety of spots, as we talked about. They're all going to be everywhere if you're putting Natchez and MacKinnon out there at the same time.
How about Nathan MacKinnon? His 33rd career 4-point game. He passes Joe Sakic for the second most all-time in franchise history. He trails only Hall of Famer Peter Stastny, who did it 52 times in his Quebec Nordiques career. MacKinnon, 33 career games with 4 or more. He was back-to-back 4-point games for the second time this season. He also did so like halfway through November. He just continues to put up points. Like McDavid had a couple tonight. Nate had 4. And just like that, he's back in the league.
Yeah. McDavid had 2 points and a loss at home to the Flyers. Avs have just a beast win against a very good team on the road, comeback style, complete as hell. And Nate gets 4 points. So I need to look up the odds right now. It's got to be MacKinnon minus 500 to win the Hart. Team record.
No, it can't be that much, right? It can't be that much.
What the Avs are doing as well, even if it's, let's say McDavid beats him by 4 points. Okay. 6 points. If the Avs just have a record regular season, how do you not give it to Nathan MacKinnon? How do you not?
Right. I mean, the only way that, honestly, I think the only way that the Hart Trophy doesn't go to MacKinnon is if the Avs have a spectacular but not historic year. And again, they are on a historic pace right now. If they have a great but not historic year and San Jose gets into the playoffs and Macklin Celebrini puts up like 125 points, even if he's 20 points shy of MacKinnon at the end of the year, and Celebrini drags as a 19-year-old, drags San Jose into the postseason to get that ass beat by the Avs in the first round, Celebrini might end up doing the Taylor Hall treatment to MacKinnon.
Wait. You think Celebrini could win?
Yep.
If the Sharks get the 8th seed?
Yep.
Okay.
He's got 63 points and he's 19 years old, and the San Jose Sharks are in a playoff spot.
Look, he's great, but there's kind of a hierarchy pecking order to this thing. Like, where is Celebrini in points?
Celebrini is 3rd. He is behind only MacKinnon and McDavid. He is 3rd.
I can't.
I'm telling you, that's the biggest. That's the biggest threat to Nate winning the MVP. It's not McDavid. It's Celebrini.
MacKinnon minus 210 to win the award. McDavid plus 950. And then it's rough after that. It should be higher. It should be. I think that at the end of the day, he's gonna, he just keeps putting up points and he's scoring goals. He might win the fucking Rocket Richard.
He should win the Rocket, right? Doesn't he? He has a massive scoring lead.
Never mind. Those were the Rocket odds. I hate how they do that. Okay, MacKinnon minus 290 to win the Hearts.
Okay.
McDavid plus 230.
Okay, where's Celebrini? Plus 500?
Plus 2,200, tied with Kucherov for 3rd best odds.
I'm telling you, man, I think that's the only way that he doesn't win the MVP this year. The only way is that Celebrini somehow wills them in and he puts up like the best teenager season that we've seen in the modern era, and San Jose gets into the playoffs. The next highest scoring player on San Jose right now, Celebrini's got 63 points. You know who the next highest scoring player is on the team?
Will Smith.
Yeah, how many points does he have? Guess.
I have no idea.
29. He has 29 points.
Those are incredible numbers right there. There's no doubt
dude,
about
that's how MacKinnon lost to Taylor Hall those years ago when Taylor Hall dragged the New Jersey Devils into the playoffs. That's how he lost his first MVP.
But that was the season where the Avs kind of, I don't want to say dragged, but weren't they 8 seeds? That was one of their 8 seed seasons, right?
Taylor Hall won the MVP in 2018. So yeah, that was the year
Nashville?
after the 48-point season?
I think it was just the season after the 48. I think that was Nashville. And even if it wasn't, it was Calgary the next year. They were the 8th seed both years. I want to say it was probably the Nashville year. I think it's what it was.
I'm looking on Hart Memorial Trophy. Yeah, that year was Taylor Hall. Colorado made the playoffs that year and lost to Nashville in 6 games. That was the guts all over the place call.
Yeah.
Let me see the Hart Memorial. Do we have voting here? I just got to find voting for that. That's all I want to find.
Well, we know Taylor Hall won. This is that year, right?
That was the year that Taylor Hall won, yes.
I'm going to assume MacKinnon finished second.
Yes.
Couldn't remember who the third jabroni up there was. But see, the Avs were an 8 seed. Now they are one of the best teams we've ever seen.
So 2017-2018, the Avalanche had Nathan MacKinnon with 97 points. Mikko Rantanen had an 84-point season. Gabe Landeskog put up 25 goals, had 62 points in that year. Taylor Hall, let's look at the 2017-2018 New Jersey Devils. Taylor Hall that season to get the Devils into the playoffs and losing in the first round of the Tampa Bay Lightning in 5 games, so they didn't get as far. Taylor Hall had 93 points that year for New Jersey. The next closest was Nico Hischier, who was 41 points behind Taylor Hall. So that's what I'm saying is that, like, it's happened before to Nathan MacKinnon where somebody has dragged their team single-handedly into the playoffs and he's lost an MVP.
But now Nate is extremely established and is a vet, is a star in this league. Not that he wasn't back then, but now he really is. Because that was his breakout season. Now he's a household name. And they're the 1 seed, and they're having an amazing regular season. Macklin would have to... okay, so Taylor Hall had 4 fewer points than Nate that season. That won't get it done for Macklin this year. I don't care how much you're carrying that team. And it is impressive. Don't get me wrong. You will have to score at least 5 more points than Nate this year. At least. And Nate right now Nate's up to, he's 11 points clear of Macklin. 11
points clear. He's going to win the Rocket Richard. Yeah, dude, there's a chance that I talked about at the beginning of the year, and I thought it was going to be dead when McDavid did his whole Jason Momoa snaking up on Henry Cavill thing, out of nowhere, and he overtook for the points lead. I was like, oh crap, my dream of Nathan MacKinnon winning the Rocket, the Hart, Olympic MVP, 4 Nations MVP, a Stanley Cup, and a Conn Smythe all in the same season is dead. It's very much alive again.
Very much alive. No, McDavid's going to have good nights, but his team is not going to be on the pace that the Avs are, which I think it's so I think MacKinnon could Taylor Hall McDavid. Again, MacKinnon could finish 4 points back at McDavid. So what? Just like Taylor Hall beat MacKinnon. So what?
My vote now would be
what the Avs themselves are doing. Sorry, McDavid, your team is 20 points back of the Avs. Congratulations on the 4 extra points you got on Nate this year. We're going to give it to the guy whose stats are very similar and his team is 20 points better than yours.
Yeah, you don't get special treatment for winning the Pacific in the regular season. You don't.
Not this one.
So my votes right now, if I had them, would be MacKinnon 1, Celebrini 2, McDavid 3. Those would be my votes for the MVP. Celebrini's a freak. The kid is an absolute freak.
I right now, unless injuries are the only way, because think of the talent that's around Nate. That's one of the reasons he's able to, especially if the power play gets going. It's his award to lose. And it feels like the Rocket might be his award to lose. I mean, he's scoring awarded empty net goals because he's hustling his ass off. That's just where he's at right now.
Yeah, he's got a 10-goal lead on McDavid, Boldy, and Geeky right now. I don't see them making up 10 goals in 42 games. I don't see that happening.
No, like those are a couple, like you got Morgan Geeky and Matt Boldy behind you. Like what a year to win the Rocket. Like how it worked out. That's not Austin Matthews.
Oh, I mean, McDavid's also tied for second too. So like you would win it over McDavid. That feels good.
McDavid's tied for second in the NHL in goals. You talking goals?
Goals. McDavid, Boldy, and Geeky all have 25.
McDavid is snuck up. That's okay. That's all right. McDavid's like a good goal scorer. It's not necessarily Draisaitl's the better goal scorer.
Dude, how about Sid? Freaking 23 goals at, what is he, 38 years old?
He's playing great right now.
Dude's got 23 tucks.
I know he had a couple goals last night against Detroit, and the Pens got the overtime win. And then today I know the Pens won, but didn't really follow it.
I'm going to cry when Sidney Crosby retires.
Dude, I think Sidney Crosby, because I was thinking about him last night, because I had a vested interest in the Penguins. And so I was getting all like philosophical about Sid and the Penguins as I watched that game. Sid's the second best player of all time.
Yep. He deserves it's so tough. Like the people who watched hockey in the 60s and the 70s are going to scream about Gordie Howe.
You got your Gordie Howes of the world, but I'm just going Wayne. And then maybe I guess of this generation, I mean, Sid, I know Ovi scores the goals, but holy crap, Sid is such a good player.
I think your Mount Rushmore of hockey players are Gretzky, Lemieux, Howe, Crosby. That's the Mount Rushmore. That's what it is.
Sid is, and Ovi's been getting the love because of his, breaking Wayne's goal scoring record, and the Caps are more relevant. Although shout out to Pittsburgh this year. I don't think they're winning a cup or anything, but they actually might make the playoffs. Or they could.
I see
Harv flown under the radar at this point, but he's so good.
Harv on Twitch goes Messier, and then Homopoulos goes Eric Messier. I love that, man. I love that. Colorado Ave, Eric Messier. Messier deserves to be in the conversation because of the leadership style. But he's not the same player as Sid. He's not the same player as Gretzky. He wasn't as dynamic as Lemieux. And he wasn't Mr. Hockey. He's if we have a Hall of Very Good for Mount Rushmore, he's right there.
Agreed. Yeah. No, Lemieux's good. Yeah, he might be better than Sid, but gosh, Sid is so good.
If Jágr had stayed in the NHL and not defected back to the K for a few years, I could see putting Jágr up there, but it's just the whole body of work for Sid, man. Just the whole body of work. No one has scored a bigger goal in the history of hockey than, well, I suppose there's one other person. Like the only person in hockey history who can say he scored a bigger, more important goal than Sidney Crosby's 2010 Vancouver Golden goal was Mike Eruzione.
Sure.
That's probably the only guy.
Was that the last Olympics we've had where we had NHLers?
No, 2014 Sochi.
Okay.
Remember TJ Oshie against Sergei Bobrovsky scored 3 times?
Oshie, that's right. Yep. Okay. It's the playmaking. Like that's what I love about Sid. That's what I love about MacKinnon and Makar and McDavid. Is their ability not just to score, but to make the right play and to set dudes up. And they're obviously so skilled and they're explosive in their own ways and they create space. But it's the playmaking. It's so fun to watch. And you got two of them on this team with MacKinnon. Like MacKinnon, ultimately, as his career goes on, he's going to climb that leaderboard, so to speak.
He is currently, I think he just moved ahead of Theo Fleury for 71st all-time in points tonight. He now has 1,089 points. The next guy he gets to go over, Hall of Famers Glenn Anderson, Frank Mahovlich, Daryl Sittler, Joe Nieuwendyk, Mike Bossy. Pretty much everybody ahead of him on this list are in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Can he, over the course of his next, because Nate is Nate 31? How old's Nate right now? 29?
31 sounds right. I looked it up.
I think he's 31.
I think so. Maybe 30, but I think 31.
So if he's 31, he's got another 500.
He's 30.
Okay, he's 30. He's got another 560 points or so to pass Joe Sakic for the most points all time in franchise history. I think he gets there. Health being the way that it has been for his career. I think he beats Joe. And if the Avs finish this thing this year, if they finish it and they win a cup, Nate will walk away with a Conn Smythe. Nate will walk away with an MVP and a Rocket. If they win a cup, he will go down as the greatest Av of all time. He's on that trajectory, which is nuts to say because Joe Sakic is one of the 10 best hockey players ever to lace up the skates. Nate's on that trajectory.
Yeah, it's amazing what he's done really since his breakout season, and he's only gotten better. And maybe he could even get even better next year, which, because I said it before, I was like, how can this dude get any better?
I heard you talking about it on the Blitz a couple of days ago with Berto. How did you go about that?
I don't even remember if I
like
talked
you
about
you were
this.
talking about how it's almost every season where you look back and you go, Nate and Joker can't get better. This is the peak of athletic performance in the year 2025-26. They can't get better. And then the next year they get better. And then the next year they get better. Like they're doing unfathomable things.
Yeah, they've both gotten better and they've been so good for years that it's like, how can you get any better? But especially with Nate, kind of always like chasing Connor in terms of, getting that mantle of the best player in the NHL. And he just keeps like closing that gap to the point where like, and team success could really change things with the numbers he's going to put up this year and years to come. I don't know. I feel like Connor he's just always going to have that benefit of like being the guy first.
Yes. And McDavid was a sure thing, right?
Yeah.
McDavid was the next thing that Sid was after Lemieux, and Lemieux was after Gretzky, right? He was the next big thing. Nate wasn't that guy when he went number 1 overall. There was no question Connor McDavid goes number 1 in his draft. And Jack Eichel, an amazing hockey player in his own right, Jack Eichel was the consolation prize. There was no question McDavid was number 1. When Nate got drafted in 2013, Seth Jones was supposed to go number 1 overall that year. And Patrick Waugh, bless his soul, decided to go, no, we're taking the centerman. That dude who 2 years ago for for Halifax just lit up the Quebec League. Like,
and
he wasn't supposed to be the guy.
Like after a good rookie year, then he dipped. And then the Avs were able to get him for good value, and then he met his potential. Connor was good like right away.
Yes.
That helps too. Like, and I almost kind of view it, you could maybe draw similarities to Bedard and Celebrini. Like, Bedard was the guy.
Right.
Bedard was like, probably since McDavid, was like, oh yeah, that's all you heard about was Connor Bedard.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrini was like kind of MacKinnon. It was like, he's really good. But we don't view him as like, Sid or McDavid or now Bedard. But what's happened now is that Celebrini was good right off the bat. MacKinnon took him a minute.
Yeah, it helps to have him on a helpful contract.
Bedard's been good, but not that great. He hasn't been McDavid or Sid. So Celebrini, like, it'll be easier for people now to be like, oh, Celebrini's better, even though maybe we initially wouldn't have expected that. It took years for Nate to kind of show,
for sure,
like, I'm right there, if not better than this other guy.
And for me, the parallel between Macklin and Nate is they're both dogs. They're both motherfuckers to play hockey against. Like,
there's something about that.
I saw it when I coached against Macklin. Man, I saw it at 13 years old. I went, that he just has it. I didn't know he was going to be the number 1 overall pick, but I was like, he has it. Whatever it is, that kid has it. Like, he just works hard. He goes to tough areas. He doesn't like showboat, although he does stupid things with the puck. But he just had that, like, you took the puck away from me. you took my toy, I'm going to snap and throw your head through a wall. Nate has that too. And like, I don't think Bedard has that. I don't think McDavid had that up until the past couple of seasons where they lose in the Stanley Cup final. You talk about like taking the mantle away. I think Nate's already done that, dude. Nate's the best player in hockey.
I'm just maybe kind of projecting what I feel like the vibe is nationally. Like
I think I can feel the vibe shifting or shifted.
I do think it's closed. Like the gap is closed in terms of some who might not. Like the polls, I think the polls would be closer, but I would still say over 50% would say it's McDavid. He's been in the last 2 cup finals, even though the Avs won a cup. There's recency bias of, who have we seen represent the West recently? Well, it's been Connor McDavid, and he did play very well overall in both those playoff runs. I do feel like, yeah, and obviously he did get really heated towards his team towards the back end of one of those series. The first one, I think, that went 7, and he was dead. They were all dead by that game 7. But it just feels, I don't know, it feels like a little manufactured. I don't know, it doesn't feel as authentic. Like Nate just has this like quiet, like, I don't want to fuck with this guy for some reason. I don't know what it is about him, but like if I tap him on the shoulder, I feel like he might turn around and choke me out the way that Gostisbehere tried to choke him out.
Mm-hmm.
But with McDavid, I feel like McDavid would kind of be like, "Oh, hey, good to see you." But Nate would be like, "Did you just fucking touch me?"
He's got that Signetti. He's got those Signetti vibes, man.
Oh my god, no, I didn't.
Oh my goodness. Oh, all right, Spring. What else about tonight's game that we haven't gotten into that you liked? I thought Scott Wedgwood was fine. He was really good at the beginning. I thought he was fine. Can't do anything about the power play goal where Jack Drury loses his stick and you're just able to like walk into the middle of the hash marks. Like when NHL players get to walk in and you can't see the puck, they're going to score.
Yeah, that one was I was in the back end, like the very back end. Like they did a really good job. They're working their asses off. They just couldn't get the puck out of the zone. Let's see. That was the Ehlers power play goal. That was the Bardakov interference. Okay, yeah. I was like, which penalty was that? Yeah, Bardakov. Like, man, bless his enthusiasm. He gets out there and he's like, I'm gonna go make a forechecking play, and then I'm gonna tackle Freddie Anderson. And they're just gonna call that, and so you end up having to kill that off. The Drury goal to me, the Jack Drury goal to me is like, what a little play. And the former Canes tonight, I thought all 3 former Canes had really good games.
Yes. Complete agreement.
And I think it's funny that like you expect like, oh, Nate just is back in Raleigh and Drury's back. And even Brent Burns is back, even though he's a free agent addition. But certainly Drury and Nate just. Shouldn't there be somebody on the other side that's like, oh, right. Now they're playing there for wait, but who did they trade? Oh, yeah, that guy's in Dallas now.
Right. Really weird wrinkle to returning to a team that you traded a player 2 and 4 last year. It doesn't really often happen that way where guys get flipped. I agree. I thought it was a little bit like Bizarro land. I think Guru has a really good point. Faceoffs were huge tonight. Only one player for the Avs under 50%. That was Parker Kelly, who went 1 of 5. Obviously, Brock Nelson continues to be great. He wins 59% of his draws, winning 13 of 22. Jack Drury goes 7 of 9 because that guy is absolute nails on the dot. Nathan MacKinnon goes 10 of 14. 10 of 14?
That's that's one of those areas, whether it's this year or even some of last year, where we were like, well, maybe he could improve that area. He was never that great at faceoffs, and he's gotten so much better. Nate's really good at it now.
He took 3 offensive faceoffs tonight, 2 of which came on the power play. He won all 3.
So he just continues to get better. It's if there's an area of his game, I guess next is find a shootout move. I know it really doesn't matter, but that's like the only thing I could think of with Nate. Yeah, and Drury and the Canes let him go, and he's been nails in the face-off circle. And it's funny, like I'm noticing this year, like I'll if I'm like betting a game or something, I'm like looking through it. I'm looking at the stats of like all these games, and the teams that win in the face-off circle usually win the game. You can be getting outshot by like 10 plus, but if you're winning face-offs, if you're winning those like dirty battles, it's like the purest dirty battle. Stoppage of play, two dudes fight for this loose shit. And you win those dirty battles that are like pre-made for you. They're like you just put them in the microwave. That's what those dirty, but they're just right there for you. And you win those little suckers, it goes a long way. And it's obviously you get a little more possession, but it's just a physicality thing too. When you have centers who can just win in those areas.
I wonder who's leading right now in face-off percentage. Toronto. That's
they do have a good face-off team.
This is such a slap in the face of what you just said.
They do have a really good face-off team. I'll give them that. I know like a lot of Leafs games. Yeah, they win a lot of face-offs.
Toronto, Ottawa, and the New York Rangers lead the NHL in face-off percentage. They're the three best right now, and I don't think either of those teams, rather any of those teams, are in a playoff spot.
You know what's funny about the Leafs though is like, and I think losing Marner really, really hurts. They've actually been like a sneaky, decent upper mid team, which is what they are. That's what they are. But when you're upper mid, like, dude, that team, like, outside of Austin Matthews, is really kind of devoid of like guys that I look at and I'm like, you fucking scare me. Like, no, you don't.
Yeah, built to lose.
So,
but that's the beauty of being in the East.
If you win some faceoffs, you're actually 4 games over 500 for a team that's like just okay.
Right. That's the beauty about being in the East right now is that even the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are last in the East, are only 2.5 wins out of the wild card. Like Toronto, who has been a dumpster fire by Toronto standards, and they've been a really good regular season team for the past few years. They're 2 points out of a playoff spot right now. Like the East is the race for those 2 wild card spots, and the race for, honestly, the divisional spots in the East is nuts, man. It's absolute insanity.
Yeah, real quick, Pants Party. I agree. I think Joseph Wall is a solid goalie. He's shown well. I kind of like that kid. And with Carolina, like you're 1 point ahead of the Islanders. You're 2 points ahead of the Flyers, 3 of the Caps, 4 of the Penguins. This is in order. This is like 1 by 1, 1 point separated. Devils 5 points back. Rangers 6, literally in a row, all just 1 point separated to the top. 1 through 7 in this division. It's like literally. You could count 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. That's incredible. I mean, that is incredible how tight that is. Carolina in 2 weeks, how about Rod Brindamore? He kind of lost his shit in this game. I thought he was losing his composure a little bit, chirping at the refs.
He's a snap show.
Calling a timeout or like earlier than I thought he should have in that third period. Yeah, Carolina's a really good team. They could blink in this division and be in 4th before they know it.
I think that's another blessing for the Avs is like you're so far ahead right now. Everybody else, I think Colorado, Minnesota, and Dallas are the 3 teams in the league that can go, we really don't have to stress for the rest of the regular season. Everybody else has to. Like if you look at the Pacific Division right now, the Pacific is super close. Edmonton leads at 46 points. Vegas in second at 45, tied with Anaheim. Seattle and San Jose are 2 points out of second place in the Pacific, 3 points out of first place. LA is 4 points out of third place in that division. And Calgary, after starting off with 1 win in their first 10 games, something crazy like that, Calgary is only 3 points out of a playoff spot and 5 points out of the 3 seed in the Pacific Division. I think the only 3 teams in the league right now that can literally go into the second half of the year and go, this is probably where we're going to be, and we don't have to bust our balls to maintain these spots. It's Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota. And I think Colorado being 10 games up or 12 points up with a game in hand against Dallas right now, Dallas might look up at you and go, we're not catching you.
No, look, those are the 3 best teams in the league. But Dallas has lost 4 in a row. Dallas lost at Chicago on New Year's night. Loss. They have 2 losses to the Blackhawks in their past 4 games. They did manage 1 point out of those 4. So Would you look at it now? Dallas and Minnesota are tied at 57 points behind Colorado with a very nice 69 points. So all of a sudden, I mean, yes, you're comfy because you're the three best teams in the league, but now Dallas and Minnesota are kind of in a situation of fighting for the 2 seed for whoever gets home ice in what seems to be that inevitable first round matchup, Stars versus Wild. Well, the Avs are now 12 points clear. Fucking sitting in banana hammocks or
It's
whatever.
32
Sipping on Mai
and
Tais.
7. 32 and 7. It's ridiculous, man. If they get a point tomorrow, they'll be on pace for 140 or 142, depending on what they do, points in the season. Like that's unheard of. Unheard of.
Also, rest in peace, Buffalo Sabres 10-game win streak. That shit ended today. But you know what that means? Now the Avs have the longest win streak in the NHL with a 10-game win streak, and they have a chance to do tomorrow something that the mighty Buffalo Sabres could not do, and that is win 11 straight games. So, Buffalo, you are about to get one-upped so hard. You thought your 10-game win streak was awesome. And hey, you did the Avs a real solid. You went into to Dallas and beat the Stars earlier this week. That was great. But your little 10-game win streak is going to get surpassed basically right after it ended. And the Avs are going to get an 11-game win streak. And they will have what has to be the longest win streak of the season. I assume 11 straight games will be the longest. I don't remember a team this season winning 11 straight or more.
Yeah, Colorado has the 2 longest win streaks in the NHL this year. They are just the second team in the modern NHL to have 2 separate 10-game or more win streaks in the same season, and they've done it before the halfway mark. The only other team to do that was the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2019-2020. The Bruins did it twice, but they did it in 1929 and they did it in 1970, so I'm not counting them as the modern version of the NHL. The Avs did it before the halfway mark.
Well, hey, you mentioned Tampa, who had recent streaks like that, which is what you just said. That's who they play Tuesday night, which could be for a 12-game win streak. And here's the thing about this Florida game tomorrow. Oh, who starts in goal? Minor? Got to be Minor, right?
Minor. Yeah. You hope that the team's good enough in front of him to handle it. Florida's going to be pissed off because they got waxed in the Winter Classic that nobody watched at Lone Depot Park. So they'll be pissed off. It's kind of a scheduled loss, 22-hour turnaround. I don't expect them to win tomorrow.
But you know who wins games like that? This team.
The team who has 31 wins in 40 games.
Like, let's just make it harder. Like, let's just up the difficulty level, okay? You're going to have to play 22 hours later against a good team. We will always mention the Stars that are out for them, Kachuk and Barkov, who they've been playing better, yes, did get waxed. The Rangers, right? I was gonna watch that game. Like, I actually was going to, and then shit happened and I didn't miss it at all. Checked the score and was like, okay, I guess I missed that. So they'll be pissed, like you said. Okay, and let's start Trent Minor. Like, let's just make it harder. Now you have to start Trent Minor. There's a little tricky things that make it harder for you. Okay. Sweet. Nothing. Like, that's what it feels like right now. Okay. Yeah,
sure.
We'll start Trent Minor.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll play 22 hours later. Yeah, you just won 2 cups and your Stars are out, but you're still pretty good. And it's on your ice and you're probably pissed. Okay. And then they'll go try to get a 12-game win streak in Tampa.
Yeah, I was looking at, I don't know, is 1-1-1 successful on this road trip, or do you just have to move your goalpost because of how good the Avs are? And you go, no, you got to be 2-1 to have success.
I think if you win I think Tampa's house money. I think they win tomorrow. I'll be a little disappointed if they lose tomorrow. That's how I think they have it in them.
All right.
I think they know they have it in them. I think they
Oh,
like
they certainly do. This
like
is
the
me
challenge.
being an idiot.
Yeah, they're going to go try to get that thing.
All right, Spring. I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Avs big 5-3 comeback. They score 4 goals unanswered in the third period against Carolina to win 5-3, their 31st victory of the season. We'll have 2:30 p.m. pregame show on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5 tomorrow. Spring and I will take the air on Between the Pipes probably around 6 p.m. We'll be a little bit delayed because I'm taking you guys through network on 92.5. We've got football on 92.5 tomorrow as well. After the Avalanche game, we're going directly into Baltimore and Pittsburgh for the AFC North Championship. Whoever wins that one gets in. That's the final playoff spot that is up for grabs in the NFL right now. However, Tampa Bay is still waiting to see if New Orleans can beat Atlanta. If that happens, they get in. If it doesn't, then Carolina gets in for the NFC South, but we'll have that on 92.5. The Nuggets will be on AM 950 starting at 1 p.m. as they will be in Brooklyn taking on Michael Porter Jr. But yeah, the Avs, the power play showed up, dude. That's exciting. If you're the rest of the league, man,
Dude,
you're
get that
shitting
going
bricks.
and it's over. I mean, it's over if you get that going.
Yep. All right, Spring. Go to bed. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 6.